Stories, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey everybody, Rock here, back again. Last video I was talking to you about the abuse and when it started and stuff like that, and I also talked to you about when I started fighting back, and when things talked about suicide. Sorry, and I wanted to jump in today's video, and before I do, I want to mention again that my intention is not to hurt anybody. My intention is to help people heal. So if it comes across as I'm trying to hurt somebody, my father, I'm not. In fact, I still wish him well and healing within his own turmoil. I hope that he is able to continue to deal with that. It must not be easy. So, last time we talked, I was telling you about how I had experienced suicide, or not experienced suicide, you can't experience suicide, but I experienced thoughts of suicide and close to committing suicide once. At least, well, once that I want to talk about anyways. So the abuse at this point, I'm in high school, it's happening every day, every second day. I'm being abused everywhere, where we're going on trips, when we're going camping, when we went to Mexico. My father, made me masturbate next to, like I was in bed, he was sitting on the bed in Mexico while my brother was sleeping in the next bed. So, talk about being under pressure. And for the most part, though, I want to talk a little bit about my childhood as well. I would be very neglectful if I didn't tell you how good my childhood was as well. We went on many trips, vacations, snowmobiling, ATVing, boating, camping. I mean, you could just imagine, right? Short of going to Disneyland, we did a lot of things. So I can't sit here and say that my childhood was a total mess. It was unfortunately overshadowed by a big part of it, a big negative part of it. And I'm doing my best to tell you this story as clearly as possible. I'm not using time or dates or anything like that. I don't think that that's important. So at this point, I'm being abused like everywhere we're going, vacation, family, whatever, every second day, every day. Sometimes my dad was on the job when he did it. Sometimes he wasn't on the job. I remember still not wanting to do it and fighting back with my words. And at this point, because I was a bit more hard to handle, he would say, fine. You live your life, I'll live my life. That was his thing. In French, vis ta vie, moi vive la mienne. That's what he would say to me. And then what he would do is, if I had the truck to go to school, he would pull the truck away from me. He would say, no, you can't have the truck today. And then my mom would be sitting there, used to me taking the truck every day to go to school, and she would say, well, why? And I would say, yeah, well, why? And he would say, well, because it needs an oil change, which wasn't true. He would do stuff like that. He would promise something if I did what he said, and then he would renege. He would take away or not deliver exactly what he said, which instilled a lot of anger in me, I guess. Which is why today, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Specifically, if you ask me to do something, I'm going to do it. I think it's so important to honor our words, because without our words and our intention, we're just flakes and liars and fakers, and I'm not into being that. I spent too much of my childhood living a double life, a fake life, supporting the family on my shoulders, if as you will, if I can say that. That transparency is so important for me. My wife knows everything about me, every little detail. At this point, like I said before, I'm being abused every day. My parents have now bought a lodge in the area, in our area, and they're hoping to turn this into a full-time gig. And I'm excited. I love boating. I love fishing. I love being outdoors. So this is an opportunity for me to grow and to have fun. And I think I was about 17 at the time. And the abuse still happened there whenever it could. Sneaky stuff. And I remember the cottage being a seasonal thing. Towards October, it was shut down because there was no way to get there other than snow machine, and it wasn't very safe. So as we were shutting down this cottage and it was getting cold, I was sleeping in my dad's room with my dad in his bed. And I remember one night specifically, I had drank with some girls there too much. And when I went to bed, I was hammered, like intoxicated. And my dad came to bed, and he wanted to, abuse me, I guess. He wanted to do it, but I was too intoxicated to do anything. I was like, nah, like that, I was white girl drunk, like way drunk, couldn't even speak. And he proceeded to masturbate beside me and ejaculate on my back, on my lower back to be specific. And I remember even to this day, it was out of anger. He did it out of anger because I wouldn't play his game. And as I was getting older, I started playing less and less the game, right? You start growing up it's normal to be a teenager, I think, and to want to separate a bit from your family and stay more with your friends. I think that's normal, but if you add the fact that, you're being abused sexually and you're having social anxieties because of it, you can't even kiss a girl because you think you're gay, you're not sure if you're gay, are you gay, am I gay, I'm not sure if I'm gay, I like women, but I'm doing this with my dad. So I think that was part of it. There was more of a wanting to separate. And my father, I think he was feeling that, which is why he would take things away from me out of spite, out of anger. And that was one of the I never felt so small in my life then, that I was just some sort of object of his desire, and that if there was no purpose for me, or if I didn't play ball, he had no purpose for me, he had no reason for me, or that's at least my feeling. He might tell you a different story, and he might be right, and I might be right too. Everybody has their own reality. And my father was still a police officer at the time, juggling both. And I remember that winter where he had his staff party at our house. All the police are there. All of them are drinking, having a good time. It's a staff party. Just whatever goes, right? I had 3 friends over at the house, and I won't name names, but just to protect them. But we were downstairs and we were having fun too. We were boxing. We had actually had our own 26er of vodka that we split. And we were feeling pretty good, eh? And we, after a while of being downstairs and being boys, we went upstairs and we wanted to hang out with the men, the police officers. And we did. We drank with them. It was funny, whatever. And my friend slept over. So we have the basement where my room is, and then there's a separate room which is just around the corner. Two of my friends slept on a pull-out couch, and my other friend slept in my room with me in my bed. And we go to bed. We're all loaded. We're all intoxicated. My dad included. It was really early in the morning, and I'm woken to some whispering. Like, it was really, really faint. But in that moment, I knew exactly what was happening. And essentially, my father was behind my friend, like, assaulting him. Basically, assaulting him. And I remember waking up and being in such anger. If I could have turned green, I would have turned green then. I remember picking up a chair and throwing it up against the wall and telling him to go upstairs. And he was like, the look on his face was, I don't know, it was really weird to see him in that moment, right? And it hurt me so much because up until that point, I thought that I was special. I thought I was the only one. At least that's how he treated me when he abused me. You're so special, you know. You're so special. Anyways, it was like my father was cheating on me, if that makes any sense. That was the first time I found out that I was not the only one. And I was extremely hurt by that. I can't even explain how hurt sometimes I still am because of that. And that's why I have a bit of a difficulties connecting with him now, knowing that I wasn't special, or I, at the very least, didn't feel and don't feel special. I'm going to leave that with you for now. Telling you these stories is really heavy on me, and I want to take a break, and I'll come back with another video. I love you guys. There's no real takeaway this time. I just love you guys. Thanks so much for your support. Thanks so much for watching. It means so much to me, and I hope these videos help you guys in some shape or form. And if they're not helping you, then share them, because somebody else out there will value this, and somebody out there will need this information. Thank you. Have a good day.